Hello Cancer, my name is Paul and this is Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask that you connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. Okay. And if there's anything you need me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. And remember, Cancer, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And there we have a Knight of Swords. This is very energized communication, right? This is, I think, an eagerness to connect and to communicate and to just kind of to start conversations, you know. Interesting. Let's see what else we've got going on. We've got some creative energy. We've got more communication here. More air. It's going to be more air. No, we have some fire. Some water, some earth, some fire, and some water. Interesting with this water energy here. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot that we're just going to set aside. We're going to put Jimbo, the Lizard King, a.k.a. Mr. Lizard, right there on top. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end. So don't even ask. Okay. And we're going to see how it might tie everything together, give us the confirmation that we need, right? But if at any point during the reading you get an idea, a sense, a feeling of what that card is, I want you to put your prediction in the comment section below. Okay. But first, let's take a look around the room. First thing I notice is there's no major arcana. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 court cards. We've got some fire energy. Definitely have some water. We have a little bit of air. We've got some earth energies. There's no major arcana cards here. This is interesting. I think that might be important because the major arcana are kind of invisible, right? They are kind of what is supporting. They're the table, right? Spirit is the table here. And I think that you are being very much supported in what you're doing right now. There are no major kind of issues that Spirit is saying, hey, you've got, you know, if we had a major arcana here or here, then it's something that we would really have to focus on, right? It would be a focal point of the reading. It would say you have this spiritual work to do. Well, I think Spirit is supporting you in your endeavors right now, which I think is very good. I think that's a very special opportunity for you, right? It's kind of like everything is in place right now where you can really accomplish whatever you put your mind to, whatever you perhaps put your heart to, okay? So first of all, with these two cards, the Knight of Swords and the Prince of Wands, I feel like you're, right now there's a stronger focus on your creative endeavors. You know, I think you're very focused on how you're expressing yourself, what kind of things you're prioritizing, and how you're committing yourself to your projects. This is a fixed fire energy. We're really focused on this fire energy and what we're building, what we're creating, how we're expressing ourselves. Okay, you're very committed to that. At the same time, there's this kind of growing desire to connect, to reach out, to form relationships. And there's fire in both of these cards. The Knight of Swords is fire of air. So there is air of fire, fire of air. There's this commitment and this focus on creativity, and that in turn is coming out as this real desire to connect with people. Right? So these two cards together tell me that it's a good time for you to reach out to others, right? To reach out to, to build a network, to connect with people. I think that you may find at this time in your life a very peculiar kind of ease in connecting with people, right? And I say peculiar because I don't think you're used to it. I think we've got an Eight of Swords up here. We've got the Princess of Swords down here. You're not used to really having such a kind of instant rapport with people, right? It's almost like you don't usually you're not usually the one to reach out and start conversations, make connections, right? But right now I feel like there's this real excitement, and everything that comes out of your mouth is just golden, is just beautiful. It's, you know what I mean? And people are really drawn to you. And I think it's because you're getting right there into your creative energy. And we're not going to let our mind interfere with that. Okay? The Eight of Swords is all about our mind kind of interfering with our plans. And to remedy that, sometimes we need a little inspiration. So here's the Botanical Inspiration cards that I use. The Bellflower. Gratitude. Gratitude makes sense of your past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. Oh, gratitude. Maybe that is kind of a key to how you're going to avoid overthinking, right? Just maybe focus on this kind of communication. It feels like a real enthusiasm. I get this sense that you can't wait to go and talk to people, right? Just strangers, just making connections, starting conversations, right? And I think maybe it's because you feel some of that gratitude. You feel really this, I think, an inner joy, a deep joy. Here's the Three of Cups in the position of your general energy. I think you want to kind of celebrate things. You have this mood about you where you're in this intense creative energy. I think it feels really good. You can't help but want to share it. Okay. I wonder, with all the water that we've got here, I wonder if this might not be a good time for you to focus on some romance in your life. Okay? We've got the Queen of Pentacles here in your environment. So it maybe is, and we see change back here in the recent past, so I kind of feel like this might be a time where you're starting to consider something romantic. I don't know if this Ace of Cups here, if this is a new romance maybe, or if this is the renewal of a romance, kind of the rekindling of something, bringing new energy into your current relationship, perhaps. But I feel like all of this wonderful creative energy, this enthusiasm, is giving you a chance to reflect on the past and start thinking about the future, right? With the Queen of Pentacles, it's very much an assessment of the past, what we did right, what we did wrong, what we can learn from those to take into the future with us, right? This card is looking back at the past, the long and winding road that we took to get right here. All of those twists and turns were learning experiences. So now how can we take those kernels of wisdom and apply them to what comes next? Okay. So it might be a situation where we haven't been really too focused on love or romance lately. Okay. But now it could be that we're starting to think maybe it's a good time. We see the Ten of Wands here in the future position too. This is kind of there's two, right? There's two right out front. This is kind of the idea that of a power couple. It's kind of the idea that we're connecting with, and this could just be general too. We're connecting with others, and that just kind of that just turns up the heat. That turns up the volume, the strength, the power of this energy. You know, kind of the two heads are better than one idea. So it's almost that we feel the right connection in our life will really empower us, right? This is an interdependence. It's not a codependence. Okay? This is the idea that maybe right now you're ready to find that perfect match for you that will strengthen what you're doing, that will increase, that will expand on your energy. Not because you need it, right? But because it's going to be greater than the sum of its parts, right? So there might be that idea now. You might be moving into this energy where you start to feel, hey, I could really benefit from finding the right kind of partner. Maybe this isn't even a romance thing. Maybe this is just could be a business partner, right? It could be just a friend, just somebody to collaborate with, perhaps. I'm feeling the romance vibe because of the water energy that we see here in both places, but it doesn't necessarily need to be that. Okay. The Two of Pentacles in the recent past. Now, Two of Pentacles, we've got to do our yes or no coin. So what I want you to do is to look at this Two of Pentacles and formulate a yes or no question to yourself. And pause the video if you need to. And I'll go ahead and spin the yes or no coin. I'm not going to flip it because I've got a camera right up here and some lights and stuff. I don't want to break it. But I'll go ahead and spin the yes or no coin, and we'll talk about the Two of Pentacles. Well, the answer is yes. The answer is a yes. With the Two of Pentacles, I feel like I almost feel like something's flipped a switch in you. That maybe we were just kind of not feeling things, right? It was kind of this idea that we were in the dark a little bit. Somebody turned on the light. We turned on our own light, right? And that's what brought us to this very creative energy right now. And I don't know what this situation was. Maybe it was getting out of a bad partnership, a bad relationship. Getting out of a situation that was kind of dimming your light. That wasn't allowing you the most open and free creative expression. Okay, it could have been something that we were kind of doing to ourselves. It could have been some internal work that we had to process in order to kind of wake up our creativity again, wake up our enthusiasm, wake up our drive. Yeah. It's kind of going from dark to light, right? And I think this was probably in the last maybe 2 months that you've experienced something like that. And now we're right here in this good fire and air. And we really want to connect. It's just that we have this desire to just start these conversations, these kind of spontaneous conversations. We haven't always been that way. We've maybe been in some kind of defensive energy. Maybe this is a little bit of insecurity. Maybe we haven't always been the one to reach out and initiate the conversation. But I feel like we're doing that now, right? And then with the Ten of Wands, I really love this energy. To me, this is us connecting with others who share the same kind of core beliefs and values that we do, right? And this is where we need to be discerning, because we don't want this to be a codependent kind of relationship. We don't want this to be a drain of our creative energy. We want this to maximize our creative energy, right? So we have to ask ourselves, is this new relationship or current relationship, if that's the case, is it worth deepening it, exploring it further, strengthening it? Is it worth pursuing? Okay. Because I feel like right now you're trying to eliminate distractions. You don't want this Five of Wands up here. You don't want any kind of a drain on your energy that isn't necessary. So before we start this new, I think it's a new romance. I really do. Before we get here, we have to ask ourselves if this is worth exploring, if this is worth pursuing, because the last thing we want is something to drain our energy or to distract us, right? You're very much focused on your creative energy, your will, your expression, whatever you're doing here. If we enter into a new relationship, it's going to have to be one that adds to this fire energy and isn't just something that's going to drain it away from us. Something that we have to, that's going to distract us from what our central work is. Okay. And the Three of Cups down here is telling me that you're in the mood for it. You know, I think it's a good time for you to share some of this water energy that you have, to share some of this creative abundance that you've got going on. And this card is really about expressing that, right? Finding ways to connect with others, again, in a way that's going to add to your experience and not just be a drain on your energy. Okay. Let's take a look at the mystery card. What does the mystery card have to say to us? Thank you, Jimbo. All right, well, I'm wondering if this is going to be, well, I'd like it to be some more water energy. If it's the Lover's card, maybe that's a confirmation that this is kind of a romance thing or a partnership that we're ready for, but we have to be cautious and make sure it's the right one, you know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling water here. Let's see. No. It's this card again. It's the Queen of Pentacles again. Okay. Which tells me that there's still lessons to be learned from the past. But because there's two of these doesn't mean that we have to kind of stay in this mode. Because this is supposed to be a turning point. This is supposed to be a time where we can reflect on the past and turn and now plan for the future. But if we just stay here, then we're just doing a lot of reflecting, a lot of planning. We're not actually taking any steps. We're not doing any action, right? So we want to reflect on the past and learn the lessons. What did we do wrong? Let's remember when the light was off, right? And let's not get back there again. Let's make sure that we understand those lessons so that we don't dim our light ever again. Okay, so that we can try to avoid those mistakes anyway. And I think that it's this kind of reflection and assessment and planning and introspection that's going to allow you to make the proper choice when it comes to this new relationship, this new romance. Okay? So continue to reflect on where you've been and where you want to go, and when this opportunity arises, you'll have, I think, a very sound mind to kind of to judge, to assess whether this is right for you. Not with this kind of over-analysis. This is thinking too much that we end up missing the boat. We end up missing the opportunity because we're too wrapped up in the thought process of it. Right. So let's reflect on things now. And let's learn from our past. Let's plan for our future. And let's not avoid this opportunity just because of kind of any insecurity or overthinking. Let's really understand if this is going to empower us or if it's going to take power away from us. That's kind of the name of the game here. Anyway, we're going to do an extended reading, Cancer. If you want to stick around, click on the link in the corner. I want to thank you for being here, for watching this video. New readings for Cancer every Tuesday and Saturday, 6 a.m. Chicago time. Cancer, I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And I hope you'll come back and see me again very, very soon.